And welcome back to my choice for life. I would like to do a video about that piggybacks off of the video about getting your bikes ready for the next season. Um, Before we talk about different uh, ways to get ready, but also since then I've been thinking about talking about in Pacific pumps, different styles of pumps that you might want or have. I have 4 Pacific pumps in front of me. I don't want to go on down the rabbit hole of talking about all sorts of different pumps, different styles. So I kind of narrowed it down to 4 so far. So we're going to talk about, on my right, we have 2 manual pumps. On my left, we are going to talk about a more modern pump you might have, and that is a compressor type of pump that is small enough to fit on your bike. I'm not going to talk about the brand names of these pumps out loud because I'm not sure about some of YouTube's rules and regulations, that stuff that I cannot say branding wise. And I would like to say none of these brands are sponsors for the video. I either bought or I've received these pumps in the past, and I wanted to do a bias test on each of them, and so that way I can give you my honest opinion to you, and so you can determine if these pumps would fit your need. So let's begin with our pumps on my right. So we have 2 different styles of manuals. They are the same brand, by the way. The reason why I chose this brand was because of the way that these 2 pumps have a high output volume of air. I think that is obviously useful. You don't want to be out and about doing a ride and have a pump where if you need it, it has a low output volume of air, and you're sitting there all day just to put air in your tire and trying to change it. Or even if you need more air in your tire, you don't want a pump that doesn't have a lot of output of air, and all you're doing is you're trying yourself out. And yes, I'll have above me or somewhere in this video, I'll have the new brands written up on the screen, so don't worry about that. So this brand Pacific, the reason why I kind of gravitated towards this brand, I used a lot of different brands over the years, different types of bicycle pumps, floor pumps, and pumps that you might see that you take on the bike itself. And the end result is this brand I prefer the most because, as you can see, it has either aluminum body with a built-in gauge on it. For example, with this floor pump, it also has a wooden handle that makes it last a long time, and it's very durable. And it also has a nozzle. The nozzle on the end, you can turn around, unscrew it, and turn around for either Presta or a Schrader valve, depending on what you have on your bike. This pump in particular, I did not buy brand new. I imagine this pump would be in the range of, I would say, in the 150, maybe $140. I'll have to look it up. I'll put it on the screen for you. This one, like I said, with the same brand, this one also has aluminum frame, and the same type of nozzles on the end that you can turn around if you have a Presto valve or a Schrader valve. This will work for those two valves. And this one isn't that heavy, but this one also is a hard volume pump. So again, that's what I liked it for. However, when I did notice when I got my trike with the fat boy tires, that even this pump takes a little bit of time to fill those tires with air, and that's not saying anything bad about it. It's just fat boy tires just happens to have a lot of space in there that you have to fill, even though it's a 20 to 35 psi tire that you might have in those tires, or on those bikes actually. So with that said, ever since I found out that I had a couple of flights with that bike already, and I had this tire pump with me to use, and it worked really well. I mean, so I don't have nothing bad to say about it. I mean, if I had a tire pump that was not so high volume output of the air, it would be a lot worse, I can tell you that. So, going on off to my left side, I have two examples of air compressor pumps. So, again, you might not be, some of us might not be able to buy an air compressor for our garage. It was only in the last year that I got lucky to have a garage to work in. Before that, I had to work out of I used to live in a mobile home trailer park and only had a carport to cover me and my tools and my equipment. So I consider myself lucky to have what I have today. With that said, going on to these two air compressor pumps. This one on the right side is a generic brand that would probably copy this guy over here. This over here is a name brand. This is probably a noticeable copy of this one or this type. So I got this one from my sister. She bought it and figured out that she couldn't use it, so she gave it to me because I work on bikes all the time. So I actually enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, or think it would be. I didn't know how useful it would be, but over a short time, I found out that it actually was very useful to have and to use. And I've been actually carrying this one in particular up until I got this one on my bike. I have saddlebags on my bikes, so because they are my daily driver, it helps to have saddlebags to carry things around and if I need to go to the store or whatever. So, like I said, this one is an off-brand, so this is more affordable if you know where to look. I think she might have gotten a Shein or one of those other types of apps. I think she paid for it was like $25, maybe to $35 for this one. And overall, I don't have too much to complain about it, because it does a decent job. However, like, there's little details that I wish it was different, especially since I got this one, and that is the interfaces look overall about the same, but the small details like this one, when you hold down the power button, you have to hold down the power button for like 5 seconds or more before it turns on, if it decides to do that. Let's see if we can do that. See, I know that I charged this one before the video, so there it goes. So, if you can see that the interface is pretty noticeable. You got your basic information. The numbers on the bottom are the numbers that you, I think, set your PSI. The numbers on top are what pressure and PSI that's what you need to try to in lifetime. And off in the bottom right hand corner, you can see the battery gauge or battery level. So with this one, what is slightly aggravating is the battery gauge. If you can see, there's different lines in the gauge. So in theory, when the battery is low, the lines would disappear as the power goes out. But in this one, instead of doing that, when you get to a certain level of battery life, it turns from green to red, but the lines never go away. So that's a bit frustrating, especially when you don't know how long it's been in the red. So for example, when you have a reflector on it out of nowhere, hopefully it has enough power to fill up. They're trying enough to get to somewhere safe to put more air into it, if possible. But other than that, it has the same features as this one. This one is actually a brand name, and I've seen this one on YouTube a lot, on auto type of channels. Most likely, most of them are sponsored by this company, so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to buy it for myself without the sponsors, without the companies sponsor my channel or my video, because I wanted to test it for myself before I made a video about it. And I believe that you shouldn't back a company or something else before you test it for yourself. So for me buying these products and having daily in my life to use, I think it's a better video to make if one of these companies said, hey, we want to be sponsored of your channel or of your next video. So now that we talked about this one, let's go on to the farthest one on my left, which is the same style as this one, but what is noticeable that you can see right away is the size. This one is a lot smaller. than this guy. Um, they both do the same as obviously air compressor pump. Um, they also both have a flashlight on top. This one has a smaller one, but probably as just as bright. You can also use these two as a phone charger if you have to. If you're out and about and your phone is low, these can be power banks essentially. So, but this one I kind of like because to turn this one on, all you have to do is take out the hose out of the top on one side of the top of the machine that is held in by a magnet, and it actually turns itself on. As you can see, this one also tells you, right now you see all the zeros, and if you look, if I push up or down, I can also preset the PSI. Now it should go back to 000 screen, and that means it's trying to tell you the PSI in the entire. So when you turn it on, they'll start, working, and they'll automatically tell you in a lot of time, just like this one, how much air is going in at one particular time. I did notice this one has a longer battery life than this one, and this one also with the battery gauge. Instead of waiting until at the last moment to tell you how much power is in the unit, the bars will go away. So that is actually nice to gauge, like, oh, I have 2 bars left. I can easily fill up my tires, in there, and it gives you more of a calm feeling out of nowhere, knowing that this has enough power. So another thing with this one that I like is, besides the ease of turning it on or off, like I said, all you have to do is do that, and then the unit will turn itself off. Like I said, the battery lasts longer. What it all goes down to is if your budget, can do this guy, do that guy. Because I had this, I've been using that one over 6 months, and it's still going strong. It's still, it's working the same as when I started using it. So I have no reason to say that one is gonna, break anytime soon. If it does, I'll remake the video about these two air compressor pumps. I will put the brand names of these different pumps above me in the video, and maybe even the pricing. That's another thing. Is like, I think I paid $45 for this one. It was on sale on Amazon. I think it was normally about $50 or $60. This one, like I said, my sister got it for roughly $25 to $35 on Shein, or one of those like AliExpress. These two are name brand. I imagine this is probably about 150, maybe lower. And this one, I got at a black shop. Like, I think I paid $50 for it, $60. it seems a bit pricey, but when you think about it, what you're getting is like a very good frame. Like I said, these are made out of out of aluminum. Um, Something I should mention that this one I bought, I think, at a yard sale or the thrift store, and the only thing that was wrong with it was the tip, the connectors were worn out. They were, and it did not work. Um, the pump worked fine, the gauge worked fine. It was just the adapters weren't there. So I think I paid like 25-30 bucks for the new adapters and put them on the hose, and it works great. And like I said, this one as well is a high volume pump. So for for a shop wise, like I said, if you could at that point were able to get an air compressor, I would recommend this for a shop. I had this one for a long time, and it really served me well. And like I said, it also is for Presta or standard valve. So it kind of covers you on that. This one is more for your bike when out and about, when you have a flat tire. These weren't exactly aimed towards bicycles, but because of they're very compact. I do recommend. They are different tiers of this brand that are more waterproof. I'm not sure if this one in particular is waterproof, but I know I've seen them. That company does have waterproof ones. So if you were worried about, you know, are these waterproof? I know this company does have waterproof ones. I'm not sure if this one in particular is, but most likely, this one, I don't believe it's waterproof. So if you do have a off-brand one, I recommend trying to find a case for it that will give it more waterproof. Such as like this case from a Bluetooth speaker. It zips together and it seems to be, pretty waterproof. So, and if you wanted to go that more longer route, if you wanted to go, if you wanted to go the extra mile, if all what you could use is a Ziploc bag, maybe put it in the Ziploc bag on top of the case, so it's not gonna, so when you need it, it's there. With that said, I hope that this video has answers a lot of questions that you might have for different pumps. If you have any more questions about pumps that you want to know about, comment down below. And again, I'm sorry about not having videos out a lot. I've just been busy with a lot of repairs, and unfortunately, for now, I'm pretty much a one-man band at this until I take the next step and hire people. But with that said, hang in there. I'm not giving up on the channel. I'm not giving up on my other bike activities. I'm hoping to do more recording rides. I'm trying to get more cameras so I can get better shots for you. So just hang in there. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and push all the buttons and do all the things So this season, when you're out for your bike rides, don't forget your helmets. Don't forget your water bottles. Keep yourselves hydrated. Have fun. Until next time.